And then you decided to go back to high school? Madison prompted, her voice skeptical. The witches thought Dorothy's original shoes were somewhere in Flat Hill, I explained, the ones that took her home the first time she came to Oz. That whole thing where you were trying to prove Dorothy was real, that was just a cover for you trying to find some enchanted doodad and get back here? Exactly. And I did find the shoes, in the high school, just where the witches thought they'd be. The shoes brought us all back to Oz. Glinda was moving against the Order without Dorothy. We fought her, and we thought we'd defeated her, but actually, she had just taken over her twin sister's body. Are you serious? Madison asked in disbelief. I know, it sounds super weird, but I'm telling you, things work differently here. I told her about the final battle beneath the Emerald Palace, when I'd defeated Dorothy at last, but been unable to kill her. How Knox and I had left her there to die as the palace crumbled around us. Whoa, Madison said softly. That's pretty cold. Knox looked at her, his eyes narrowing. Are you listening to anything Amy's telling you? About how evil Dorothy is? She tortured people to death, Madison. She murdered whole families. Whole towns, Knox, it's okay, I said gently. It's just a lot to take in all at once. Remember, it took me a long time to get used to killing people too, and I'm still not sure it's a good thing I did. How did you know Dorothy was dead? Madison asked. If you just left her there. She looked pretty dead to me, Knox muttered. Wait a minute, Madison said, realizing what I'd just said. You've killed people? Like, not just by accident? Yeah, I said. I couldn't meet her eyes. You? Salvation? Madison stopped herself. You couldn't even punch me back a few months ago, and now you're like a superhero. A couple of months ago, I would have laughed at the idea of me being the key to saving Oz. It would have seemed to be the most ridiculous idea in the whole wide world. Or, at least, my world, which was as small as the trailer I grew up in. But time and distance and Oz had changed my mind. I knew now I had a role to play, something bigger than that trailer. Bigger than the girl with pink hair and no friends and a deadbeat mom on the other side of the universe, or rainbow, or whatever. And I knew, too, that I wasn't the girl who left anyone to fight without her. We couldn't turn the road around, but we would have to go back. Not exactly. Wow, she said. Okay, am I going to have to kill people? And you still haven't answered my question. How do I get home? How do I get back to my kid? No offense, but this place isn't really my style. She looked around again, and I peered over the side of the road. The landscape below us was completely unfamiliar. Sparse, leafless trees sprouted out of the hard, moonlit ground. The witches' wastelands, Knox said, in answer to my unspoken question. No one I know has been this close to the edge of Oz. Amy, Mad prompted, I don't need a geography lesson. I didn't know how to tell her that the questions she'd asked were impossible to answer. So instead, I settled for telling the last part of my story as if she hadn't asked. We thought we'd finally saved Oz when Dorothy died, I said, but when the Nome King showed up, that's the guy who took over Assistant Principal Straken's body. How many villains are there in this stupid world? Madison asked in disbelief. Tell me about it, Knox said. Everybody's wicked, I said. Here, I mean. Good means wicked, and wicked means good. Madison was staring at me as if I'd started speaking Sanskrit. Like I said, it's complicated, I amended. We don't know what the Nome King wants, exactly. He definitely wants these. I pointed to my feet, where Dorothy's shoes, which had turned into sparkly combat boots that fit me perfectly, still glittered. And he wants to kill me, too? I don't think